Hello and welcome back to another amazing episode of the Speak Life podcast. We are so excited to have you with us for another wonderful week. I am your host, Minister Phoenix, alongside, guess who's not here today? The one and only is not here today, but we do have a special guest co-host for today. You can introduce yourself, young man. I'm not doing no introductions for you. Tell the people who you are.
Hi, I'm Elisha. Yeah.
How'd you end up on the podcast? Who are you? These people don't know you. They've never seen you before.
Oh yeah. That's my dad.
I may know him. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to claim him. No, but yes, we do have my son Elisha, the drum extraordinaire, with us on the podcast today.
Yeah.
This is his first time, so this should be interesting. I don't know what he's going to say. He doesn't talk to me, but we're going to figure it out. So if this is your first time, make sure you like. Don't forget to like the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to drop those comments so you can be a part of these conversations. We look at those comments and we respond. So, drop those comments. And if you rock with us week after week after faithful week, we appreciate y'all. I can't stress how much we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning into the party. Yes. All right. So this is it. We in season 2. I'm going to pull up my chair because I'm excited about this episode. We are in season 2. And we going back to school this week. So this is going to be one of our back to school episodes. Featuring, once again, the drum extraordinaire himself, Mr. Elisha. All right. So let's get the conversation started. And I am going to pick your mind, young man. I ain't going to lie to you. I am going to try to dig deep. I want to dig deep. So here we go. To start off the conversation, how does it feel going back to school in person? Yeah. Because it's like you've been remote for almost 2 years now, but now you going back. Welcome back. You going back. How you feel about that? The people want to know how the kids feeling about this.
I don't know about anybody else, but I know I enjoyed remote learning a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm home. but I don't gotta wake up. Well, I do gotta wake up for the Zoom, but that's it. I'm done. I'm back home. You know what I mean?
No commuting.
Yeah.
No having to get dressed. You just like, let me roll out the bed.
Yeah.
Get to this remote learning. Tell these teachers what's up.
Yeah.
So how does it feel going back though? Now you going back. There ain't no more remote learning. You back in the classroom. How you feel about being in the classroom?
Yeah, little weird now, cause again, haven't been there in like 2 years.
It's been like 2 years, like 18 months.
Yeah, but I was there for 9th grade moving up ceremony, so I got to see all my friends.
That was like one day. That was like one day. We talked.
I got to see other people. People I haven't seen in years.
Literally, at this point, it's literally like years.
Yeah. But new students are coming in 9th grade, so, I get to meet other people. And, I wonder how it's going to be, freshman high school. It's probably going to be fun.
Oh, my gosh. Probably. That statement alone, just like, I felt that in my soul. This boy going into high school. Oh. Yeah. Your boy's getting old over here, people. I feel like that. My principal brought me back to reality the other day. She was like, You are a middle-aged man. I was like, oh, Lord. All this time, I thought I was young. I was deceived. I was out here in these streets thinking I was young, but I'm apparently a middle-aged man. Yikes. Ooh. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to dig a little deeper. So you going into the school year, big time freshman, high schooler. What's the biggest thing you worried about this year?
Probably just not knowing how it's gonna be, cause the only time again I've been actually in school for a school year was 7th grade in my school. I haven't been in the school building for 8th grade.
That's a long time.
So and then it's 9th grade, which is high school. I don't know the school really like that. But 7th grade was fun. You know what I mean?
Been a long time.
Yeah. But how my teachers in 8th grade talked about it, it seems like it's gonna be fun. I have friends in 10th grade, going in 10th grade now, was in 9th grade last year. Telling me that it's not that bad. So I guess I'll be set.
I know. I remember my freshman year of high school. Both of them, sadly enough, because I had two. A lot of people don't have two. I had two, but I remember both of them. And at that point in my life was kind of crazy. So I'm like, man, I remember one thing that I remember that my older brother said, my brother Kamal. Y'all know him, God's gift of controversy, who comes on the show and just stirs the pot. I remember when I was going into high school, he said to me, because I like to think he's significantly older than me. He's like 7 years older than me. You wouldn't know if you've seen him, because he has a lot more hair than I have.
Definitely.
His hairline looks very plush and flush, and it's not receding, nothing. He ain't even got no grays. It just looks full. But believe it, he is my older brother. And I remember he said to me, he was like, listen, it's gonna go by quick.
I bet. Yeah,
and I thought he was joking, and then I blinked, and I was like, oh snap, I'm graduating high school. I gotta figure out what I need to do with my life. So it does go by quick, man. So, enjoy it. But at the same time, make sure you take care of business. I know one of the biggest worries for me going into the school year is this is the third time I done been in a different school. So I know what I'm walking into, I was at NACS, then I moved to another school, and now it's like 3 different grade levels. Went from 2nd to 3rd. Now it's 4th grade. Now I'm like, oh gosh, what it changes with the years, So I'm like, you going into a new, you in high school now. I'm going into a new school, into a new grade level. So I got my going back to school jitters too. It ain't just you. You ain't the only one who got problems in these school streets. I got problems too. All right, now this is gonna be probably the most parenty type question that I'm gonna ask.
Well, you my parents. So.
It is super parenty. Yes, it is a super parenty question. This is for all the people who got kids in high school going back to school. You wondering this question too, because I wants to know. Is peer pressure something you generally worry about in school? Keep it real. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. You can't be you on the Speak Life podcast. You gotta keep it real. The people know we keep it real on the potty.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep it. You coming on the potty, you gotta keep it a buck.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really worry about peer pressure like that, cause whatever you do, you just gotta make sure you want to do it.
You's a big back teenager. You ain't dealing with the peer pressure in school.
I'm not worried about what people are not telling me. The only people telling me to do, parents, teachers. What you got a friend or student telling you what to do?
I don't listen. There was a lot of bad influences when I was in high school. There's a lot of bad influences. I was one of them, so I know. They say confession is good for the soul, but I gotta tell it like it is. I know there was a lot of bad influences. I was among the bad influences group. I should have known better. I ain't gonna lie, I should have known better, but I just didn't do better. And I know there's other kids out there who are like that. They know better, they just don't do better. And sometimes they just want, pressure you into doing some things that you may not want to do. So I'm just asking, how do you deal with the pressure though? If you have something, because especially being a young black man in America, there's a lot that you gotta live up to. People got expectations for you. We got expectations for you. I ain't even gonna talk about that just yet, but it's coming. People, have expectations for, what they think young men supposed to do, how they think young men supposed to act. So how do you navigate those things, being young, being a young man of faith at that, we ain't even talk about that yet. Woo, we're gonna talk about that too. Like, how do you navigate like some of those instances and some of those conversations where something may come up and you're like, but I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing this, and then you got the devil like, but you know you want to do it. Like, how do you navigate those situations? Like, we need real life answers. We need to know how do you deal with that.
I ain't got no answers.
I ain't got no answers. I need answers. I need answers.
What was I saying? It's weird how you have to deal with it, because like at the end of the day, you might mess up.
Everyone messes up.
Yeah.
You read that book?
Yeah.
You see how many times I messed up in that book? Oh, boy. Everyone messes up. Come on, tell us more. Spit those gems. Tell us.
Yeah, but it's more about how you deal with it afterwards. So it's
Say that again for the people who wasn't listening, because sometimes they be falling asleep on us. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again.
It's not really about how whatever thing that you do is how you deal with it more after you do it. Because if you say you do something you're not supposed to do, but then after you do whatever you're not supposed to do, you don't feel like anything's wrong, then something up. you know. All right. So I know, after all, I know I'm not supposed to do this thing, but when I do it, I don't really care. Not really mad after that. So.
That could be like a blinking light that something may be wrong.
Yeah. So but then if you say do something you're not supposed to, and afterwards your conscience is like, yo, you messed up here, bro. Don't do it again. So when it comes to that, if you can tell, you'll try to fix that mistake when you're kind of conscious about it. So it's like your conscience tells you, hey, you messed up there. All right, let's just try not to do it again. Sometimes you feel guilty about it, of course.
I hope you feel guilty about it. If you're doing something bad, you better feel guilty. I hope you be crying like, hey, bitch, I didn't do it. That conscience needs to be working. Oh, man. I'm just saying. I hope your conscience does bother you. I hope it bothers you a lot when you do something bad. Hope it do. It do. Yeah. I hope it do. I'm gonna pray it do. If it don't, I'm gonna pray it do. But how do you bounce back from those? Like you said, we all make mistakes, and then it comes to the, trying to do better, and sometimes the guilt of things really does weigh on people. You get that a lot. Yeah. So when you come to those moments, like, how do you push past that? What do you give me some tips? You teach me. I'm a teacher, but I want you on the show. Teach me. What are some things that I can do to get past those moments? Actually, I'm gonna let you think about that, because I got another question.
I bet
you're gonna have that's one of the gems I want you to drop to us at the end. Like, how do we push past those moments? Now, this is another question that sometimes I think we don't think about as parents, and I'm talking from the parental standpoint again. So, and I think this is important too, because as parents, we all want the best for our kids. I always tell you all the time, I'm like, I want you to be better than me. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better. Yeah. And as parents, you being in exam school and, all the things we try and get you to do, I imagine that can be a lot of pressure. Parents, I know we putting pressure on the kids because we want great for them, but sometimes it's a lot. How do you deal with the pressure that comes from your parents? Now, I'm gonna lay the foundation for you people so that you can understand this. This is, most people be like, well, that's just the son, but you don't understand. We have super high expectations for the son. It's like, this is my son. Yes, he plays the drums at church. Yes, he is the son of 2 ministers. Yes, oh my gosh, he it probably feels like he's running around with a 12-ton weight on his back from all the pressure he probably gets from not only holding these titles, but having these high expectations from his parents. Because when it comes to the grades, I'm like, listen to the man who was horrible with grades. get those good grades, it'll be easier for you. So there's a lot of pressure there with the schooling. We don't play the nonsense in the schooling. So how do you deal with the pressure? Now you got the pressure from your peers.
Yeah.
But now you got the pressure from your parents. You can get away from your peers.
True.
You can't get away from your parents, man.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Because I know I can be a lot, and I know mom can be like over the top. I love her dearly, but I know who I married. So I know with the both of us, it can be a bit much. So what do you do to get past that? What do you do to work through that? How do you like keep it so you ain't losing your mind and saying something crazy that's gonna get you thrown out the window? Because it can be a lot. I know what it was like to be a teenager. There was a lot of times my parents would say something and I'd be ready to flip out, but I was in my right mind because I didn't want to die. And I know my parents wouldn't have really killed me. However, I would not want to see what would have happened had I been crazy enough to like be talking like I pay some bills. Yeah. So how do you deal with those pressures, like with the high expectations and we only love you, but boy, you better do great. How do you deal with that? Like as a teenager, you're establishing yourself, reputation. How do you deal with those moments, man?
I know with me. The grades, at my old school, I only been to 2 schools, so at my old school,
lucky you, lucky you, sir.
At NATS, he taught there. I've been there since I was in kindergarten, 4 years old. I know I was getting straight A's like it was nothing. It was.
I don't know how he made it look so easy. That used to bother me. But I'll keep going. Speak your truth. Don't let me hinder you. Tell the world.
Yeah, straight A's and B's. Because in my opinion, it was self-explanatory. When it regards to get good grades. Good grades helps you farther in life. I wasn't really thinking about that back then, but I know I have a friend, Dominic. So me and him used to compete. We used to be like, all right. So we'd be like, how much O's you get? How much S's you get? So he'd be like, I got straight A's. Oh, you got A's and B's. Oh, that's tough, man.
Wow.
We used to compete.
Academic competition.
So it made it fun when the report cards come out, and because bragging rights are pretty fun. Bragging for them for that whole quarter, you know what I mean? But then also the thought that it's cool to see and it's fun to see when you get good grades, because you're like, look, I mastered all these classes, boom, look, I'm a beast. It's straight like that.
I don't know what to say to that.
It's alright.
The boy gets good grades. I can't argue that. You work hard for it. But do you feel like there's a lot of pressure from your parents? I don't know who they are, but do you feel like your parents put a lot of pressure on you to do well?
Pressure is there at times, but you kind of just deal with it. As long as you want the good grades for yourself, also, it's not bad. So yes, they want good grades for you.
Want it for yourself.
They want good grades for you, but
I would have never thought of that.
But if I want good grades, I know I'm gonna work so I can get great grades. Not just because you guys want me to get it, because I know I want to get it. So if I want to get it, of course I'm gonna work so I can get it. And also sports helps with that a lot, because how you get good grades so you can stay on the team. That's one way to motivate people. It does motivate too, because like, you don't get good grades, you don't act right, you off the team. If you love the sport, then you're gonna work so you can get them good grades, play on the sport, play your sport. So
dropping gems, people. Dropping gems, people. All right, that was a good one. So competition. I didn't even think about the competition with doing well. I feel like you get that from your mama. That definitely isn't me, because she used to be competing with her friends, and I wish she was here to speak on it. But I think I do believe she used to be competing with her friends to get the good grades and to maintain the good grades. Also, that was not me. That definitely has to be her. But that's an awesome way to really look at it.
Yeah.
And then, I was thinking, like, I maybe I'm not being hard enough on you. Maybe I need to be harder. That's what you're telling me. Because the pressure was, he's like, I get pressure. He's like, man, I'm trying to do good. I don't care about what you. I'm trying to do good. So wow, all I can say is wow. You really, I feel enlightened. I feel enlightened. I feel like I really learned a bit in this one, and even with the whole peer pressure piece. So in that, if you had someone who was listening, whether it be a young person or a parent, and they're having that anxiety about going back to school, or like dealing with the pressure from parents or peers, like, what are some things that you can tell them to help them out, to help them to deal with that? What's something you could tell them? If I had like a young person listening right now and they're like, listen, I ain't trying to go back to school. This is nerve-wracking. My parents are putting too much pressure on me to do well, and I don't think I can do it. Like, what can you tell them to help them out? And you just pretty much led this episode. I'm just learning. I'm sitting here. I should be co-hosting. This is Speak Life Podcast with your host, Elisha, and I'm his co-host, Minister Phoenix, just chairing this. So, you've been dropping a lot of gems, but if you had someone who was dealing with some of those things, what are some things that you could say to help them out, to just help them to get through feeling that pressure or feeling that anxiety about going back into the building, or even just the anxiety or pressure about doing well in school? What's something that you could tell them to really just help them out?
All right. So first of all, hey, I don't want to go back either. yo, I'm not trying to go back.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not really too particular about having to go back. The end of summer is a hard, very hard part of the season for me. So it's not just you.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
But when it comes to that, I'd be like, it's alright. As long as you try your best, you do your best. As long as I tried. If you try, you try. What comes out of it is what comes out of it. As long as that you did your best, you tried, then you alright. And the pressure thing, when I say find a way to deal with it, I mean, like, I know music. I love music. Yes, I'm a drummer.
You get that from me. That I will say. You definitely get that from me. I'm a music person.
Yeah. I like music. I like all different types of genres. I'm not a jazz fan. I don't like playing jazz. I'm not a jazz fan. Don't come at me about it. But yeah, but
no judgment. There's no judgment on the Speak Life podcast.
A big thing about music for me is like I do play drums, which is true. So I like listening to different tunes, how different musicians play, but also just how different songs and how the voices and the music can blend together and make a nice tune. Like, I know and then with rappers too, how auto-tune and all the other stuff, it works.
I hate auto-tune.
You hate it.
I hate auto-tune.
Oh my gosh. It's not. I don't know who uses it.
Speak your truth, brother. But, Speak your truth. Don't let me sway you.
But I just know that I watch Desmond Dennis, good YouTuber. She should sponsor me for this, but
we're not above sponsorship.
Yeah,
Desmond Dennis, if you want to holler,
Yeah.
Sponsored episode.
I like watching his channel. He's fun. He's a singer. And he does videos where he sings different songs, different melodies. But he also does videos where he you know those nursery rhymes that Charity used to watch, like the R&B stuff. That's him singing and stuff. So that was pretty cool. He makes up his own songs. He's his own artist. Yeah, and it was cool listening because and he also has some funny videos, which is pretty cool. But it was cool listening to how he sings different songs, but then like there's songs that he does with his wife and his child, so it's cool to see them in it too.
I need to do some YouTube videos.
It's
So
cool.
so would you consider that like one of your outlets? Is that like what? So you're like, all right, I'm feeling away. I'm gonna go listen to some music, or I'm gonna go play some music, or I'm gonna go watch some YouTube.
Definitely, cause when someone just gets you tight, it's better not to be near them or something, but just to find something that calms you down. It can. I know a lot of people. Sports is their thing, bro. Like they're upset, bro. I'm gonna go out on the court and play some ball, or I'm gonna go on the field, play some football, something. Just get their mind off of it, make some chill, when they have fun doing, and then it calms you down straight away. Or I believe it does. I don't know.
I hope it does.
Right.
I hope
so. But yeah. So you don't got to be anxious about anything. It's cool. Again, I don't want to go back either. But just have fun with your year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Just have fun. Yeah. Don't worry about the pressure. You do your best. You do your best. You can't get mad about yourself if you do everything that you could do. So
there's some gems that you put there. You know, I'm gonna pull some of that out for the people who were sleeping and didn't really catch it. You know, a positive outlet will help you get through some tough moments.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Before I got lazy when the pandemic hit, I used to work out, and that was a great outlet for me. I used to love working out. And then the pandemic made me really lazy. I can't say it made me lazy. The pandemic brought out the laziness that was inside of me that was hidden for a very long time. And then it took away my working out time. You know, music is always, for me, music is an amazing outlet. Yeah, I could pop in some music and it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. It just takes me, I feel like that's one of those things that can just take you to another place when you're feeling away. Movies.
I like movies.
Movies are a great outlet, but
watching TV.
I gotta watch movies alone, and that'll be another episode where I talk about why I can't watch movies with family. One family member in particular who just happens to be a co-host, who just happens to not be here today.
Timmy is the same way,
and I'm not going to speak on it because she's not here to defend herself. But we will have an episode of why I choose not to watch certain movies, with a certain somebody who just happens to not be here today.
Hey, I could talk about Timmy.
Nope. We will only speak about those who are here to defend themselves and their opinions. We will not, speak about anyone who is not here, a certain somebody, to defend themselves. So the positive outlet was great. That was a gem. Make sure you have a positive outlet to help you to get through those anxious moments, and you start feeling pressure. There was another piece that I got carried away with the positive outlet piece, so it slipped my mind. But that's what it was. Doing your best.
Yeah,
I can't stress that one enough. I know we put a lot of pressure on our children because we want them to do well. But at the end of the day, we always try to tell them, like, if at the end of the day, when you did everything and that was your best, I'm not talking about just doing anything and just be like, all right, that's my best. But I mean, like, really putting forth that effort. If you put forth that effort and that that's your best, then I can't get mad at that. If that's what your best is, then, I will accept it. I'll definitely try to help you to do better if it's bad. I ain't gonna sit there and be like, oh, it's bad, that's your best. No. I will definitely help you to do better if it's your best. But at the end of the day, if that's your best and you really gave it all you got, I can't get mad at that. Because you did the best that you could do. Yeah. So nice. That was great. Good to finally have you on the show. It's been a long time coming. It would definitely have to bring you back, to drop more gems on us and give us some insight on what goes on in these young teenage minds. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We don't have our saying on the wall, but you know what it is. Remember, death and life is in the power of your tongue. Sir. So make sure that you speak life. If you haven't checked out the book When Three Roads Collide, this book right here, Memoir of God's Grace, written by yours truly and the one and only Miss Sheikah Pritchard, go check it out. You can find it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. It's on pretty much any digital bookstore that you can find. Target, Goodreads, iTunes, Google. There's like 15 other ones that I don't even know of, but I did a Google search. They're on there too. Go check out the book. Stop playing. Go check out the book. It is an amazing story, and it'll really inspire you for everything that we're doing. Go check out the website, 3 roadscollide.com, and you can stay on top of everything that we're doing, from the podcast to the photography to the books. And I do believe that there will be another book coming out soon. Nice. I'm not gonna, spoil anything, but I feel it in my spirit that God's gonna allow us to publish at least 2 or 3 more books. Who knows? He may give us a library of books. But we love y'all. Remember, if you didn't like it yet, like it. Subscribe to it. Comment to it. Because you don't want to miss out on this content. We love y'all. Yes. Have a great week. Peace. Later. And God bless you.